Every spring when people start to plant their gardens, in fact when the little plants are just coming up, the snails love that nice juicy young plants, and they'll come out and they'll eat them. People start spreading snail bait like this. It contains metaldehyde. The safer one to use with pets is a preparation that uses, or snail bait that uses, iron phosphate. And just like this brand Sluggo, iron phosphate isn't dangerous for pets, but it will kill snails. So you want to make sure when you do use a snail bait that you use one safe for pets. Unfortunately, snail bait can look like pellets, and dogs think it's, a lot of times dogs will think it's dry dog food and they'll eat a bunch up. And when they do eat it up, then about an hour later you'll start to see them twitch. Like this little dog here, you'll notice if you look at him, he's twitching, and it can get very bad. Sometimes dogs will go down and they can't get up, and they're shaking very violently. This next little dog came in about half an hour after that first one I showed you, and she had very minor tremors. So if you look closely, she's just barely shaking and her mouth is shaking a little bit. And those minor tremors will go away after the snail bait or metaldehyde gets out of their system. But for dogs that are starting to violently shake, we give them some apomorphine. We usually give it under the skin or in the vein. If we really want it to work fast, we give it in the vein. And what apomorphine does is it will make the dog feel very nauseous, and it'll go outside and throw up. So we have to get them outside next to the kennel, where they will start to feel real nauseous, and they'll throw up all that snail bait they just ate. So you'll see this dog start to look around, and he's still quivering a little bit, and then there he goes. He's starting to puke, starting to make those old puking movements we all know, and he'll vomit out all the snail pellets he ate. And there it comes, out of the tummy. And some dogs will want to go eat it real quick right away, and that's the most disgusting thing. But his vomit was filled with the snail pellets, and they were no longer look like pellets because they're all moist and look like just a gunk. But that's what snail pellets will look like when they throw them up. And that's how we get them out of the stomach, by giving them something to vomit. In this other little dog, we gave it something to vomit too, and it just had a little tiny bit in its gut. So you can give your dogs 3%, 2 to 3% hydrogen peroxide, 2 to 3 tablespoons, to make them throw up, instead of waiting till you get up to the veterinary hospital where they're doing the same thing. This way you've started the process, and if your dog's really quivering, then you should wet him down, like I'm going to talk about in just a minute. Next, we give them activated charcoal down the mouth that will bind. Once they vomit, we put the charcoal down. That will bind up all the metaldehyde poison chemical and take it out of their system and safely transport it out with their next bowel movement. So that's how we get the poison out. We make them throw up first, which you should do. If your dog's quivering a lot, you should even wet them down with water, because really a lot of quivering will cause their temperature to skyrocket, and they can go up to 106 in no time. So if you're ways away from a veterinary emergency room and you think your dog is eating snail bait, you should give him hydrogen peroxide, a couple tablespoons, 2 or 3, and then you should make him, once he vomits, wet him down, and then take him to the veterinary emergency if you can get there. So you can see this nice design on this dog's face from shaking, and afterwards he wasn't twitching all that much. All the medication took its effect, and he was a happier camper. If your dog has itchy skin, hot spots, or ear problems, I wrote a book, Dog Dish Diet. It's how to treat dogs with a lot of chronic medical problems with nutrition. Nutrition will often cure where my endless cycles of medications just seems to patch. So I've learned a lot as a veterinarian these days after 30 years. Learned to help cure medical problems with nutrition. So here's keeping your dogs away from snail bait. Have a great day.